So welcome everyone to the video tutorial on similarity and dissimilarity measures for different attribute types. So in this table we are considering two objects x and y, and we are considering the dissimilarity and similarity value. Okay. So first we will start with the nominal attribute. Fine. Since we know that nominal attribute only convey information about the distinctness of objects, all we can say is that the two objects are either have the same value or they do not. Fine. So similarity is traditionally defined as 1 if the attribute values match, okay, and 0 if the attribute values does not match. A dissimilarity would be defined in the opposite way: 0 if the two attributes value match and 1 if they do not match. Okay, so let's take an example. So here we have considered x and y to be two students. Fine. And we are considering only a single attribute. They can have multiple attributes because a student we can compare using his, I told you in the last video that by his weight, by his height, or by his academic performance. So here suppose we have considered only one attribute, that is the academic performance. So I can see if the academic performance of both the students are same, then their dissimilarity value is 0. Okay, or in otherwise, if their academic performance are same, so they are similar, complete similar. Okay, and in the other words, I can say if their academic performances are not similar, I can say that dissimilarity value is 1, or the two students are not similar, and we can say that the similarity value is 0 if the two students academic performances are not same. So here this is calculated like this. Next comes the ordinal attribute. In case of ordinal attribute, similarity is 1 minus dissimilarity, and dissimilarity is defined as the formula given by modulus x minus y divided by n minus 1, where total is the total number of values. For example, we are considering this situation. Okay, so we know that ordinal attribute always have a order. Okay, so quality of a product suppose is given by that values poor, fair, okay, good, and excellent. So this is an example of a ordinal attribute suppose which measures the quality of a product. Okay, so it would be seem reasonable that a product which is rated wonderful would be closer to a product P2 which is rated good. Then we can say that it would be a product P3 which is rated okay. To make the observation quantitative, because it is in qualitative form, the values of the ordinal attribute are often mapped to successive integers begin with 0 or 1. So in this example, we have converted poor to 0, fair to 1, okay to 2, good to 3, and excellent to 4. Okay. So then we will find the distance. So now consider this situation. Here there is not only this particular ordinal attribute is having multiple values. So we can consider the similarity between poor and fair or poor and good like this. Okay. So first we want to compare the distance between poor and fair. So what is the value of poor? 0. What is the value of fair? 1. So x minus 1 is minus 1, but since this is an absolute value, so we have to take the positive sign, that is 1. What is the total number of values in this particular graph? There are 5 values, but n minus 1 will be 4. So 1 divided by 4 will be 0.25. So 0.25 is the dissimilarity value. So the dissimilarity between poor and fair is 0.25. Okay. What is the similarity value? So 1 minus 0.25 is 7.5. So we can say that poor and fair are 0.75 value similar, and it is dissimilar by the value 0.25. So it is how we calculated the dissimilarity and similarity value for an ordinal attribute. In case of interval and ratio scale attribute, the natural measure of dissimilarity between the two objects is the absolute difference of their value. This is the absolute difference of their values. For example, we might compare our current weight and our weight a year ago by saying that I am 10 pounds heavier. So we are computing here is the absolute difference. So in cases such as this, the dissimilarity typically ranges from the value 0 to infinity, fine, rather than 0 to 1. The similarity of interval and ratio scale attribute is typically expressed by transforming a similarity to dissimilarity. Okay, so this is how you have to calculate the similarity and dissimilarity measure between all these nominal, ordinal and interval and ratio scale values. So in this particular paper, data mining, whenever we are dealing with a data, so data generally consists of in a matrix format, okay, so which is known as the data matrix. So for example, in this particular example, there are n data points with p dimensions. There are n data points. This is n data points. You can consider there are n number of students with p dimensions. You can consider with p attribute values, okay. So suppose there are n number of students and p number of attributes means one attribute is their height, their weight, their date of birth, their academic performance, their marks in some subject, their percentage of attendance. These are some of their dimensions. So generally a data matrix is represented in the form of a matrix where the rows are the number of students and columns are the number of attributes. So here n will be the data points with p dimensions, okay. So this is the data matrix format. But whenever you represent this particular data matrix in the form of a dissimilarity matrix or distance matrix, so what you will do? You will try to find out the difference between the student 1 and student 2, student 1 and student 3, student 2 and student 3. So if this is the example, the row represents the students and the column represents their attributes. So the diagonal elements will be always 0. Why? Because it is the D00 or D11, means you are computing the distance between the student 1 itself. So if I compare my performance with it will be 0. So all the diagonal elements will be 0 in case of a dissimilarity matrix. That means the distance between student 1 and student 1 is 0, the distance between student 2 and 2 is 0, distance between student 3 and 3 is 0, distance between student n and n is 0. So I am computing the dissimilarity with the student itself, okay. But here I am computing what? The student distance between the students, first student and the second student, here first student and the third student. So in case of whenever you are computing a dissimilarity matrix from the data matrix, all the diagonal elements will be 0 and you have to calculate either the lower triangular part or you have to calculate either the upper triangular part, okay. So it is a triangular matrix, so it is called as a triangular matrix and it will be having a single value. Single value means distance of 2 and 1 will be replaced by some value, distance of 3 and student 1 will be replaced by some value. So this will have a single value. So whenever you are getting a data matrix, okay, suppose this is the data matrix. The data matrix means, just remember that in this data matrix it is given as a matrix format where rows represents the students and the column represents their attributes, height, weight, performance, attendance, date of birth, address are there. So whenever we have to find out the dissimilarity matrix, so we have to find out the distance between every student pair. So how can you find the distance between? There are some distance measures. So several distance measures are used to find the dissimilarity between two objects, okay. So where in dissimilarity matrix the diagonal element will be 0 and we have to calculate either the upper triangular or the lower triangular. That means distance of 2 and 1 will be equal to distance of 1 and 2. Distance between student 2 and 1 will be equal to distance of 1 and 2. So we will see in the next class how this dissimilarity matrix is performed using the distance measure. So thank you.